Good morning, good afternoon, you handsome lot, whatever time of day it is you're watching this video. And as you can see behind me, I have got an absolute spotless Volkswagen Golf R32. I don't know what mark it is, because you lot are probably going to tell me there's that many. It could be a mark 106. But anyway, this car is absolutely spotless. It's done 109,000 miles. And we're going to be replacing, it's got a big list of stuff that we're going to be replacing: timing chain, clutch, flywheel, lots of bits and bobs that we can go ahead and get involved with. Now, it is Saturday, and the car, I'm going to be starting to work on the car on Monday. And he's brought it in just in case it rains. But anyway, should we go ahead and get involved? We're probably going to skip now to Monday. Yeah, let's skip to Monday. And just like that, we are now into Monday. I tell you what, we've got a bit of a bad air day going on today. It is a bit windy. But first things first, we're going to get on the diag, do a full diagnostic report of this vehicle, make sure that there's nothing underlying before we get involved. Well, there is actually nothing wrong with the ECM or in the engine control module that is stored, but there is lots of CAN bus issues. But it has got an aftermarket radio fitted. I'm presuming it could just be down to that. I'm going to go underneath the pedals now and just disconnect the steering column, just in case we need to take the subframe off, because the last thing I want to do is get up in the air with the doors, and I can't open the doors because they're too posted. Right, well, we are making a little bit of progress. I've got the front bumper off. Now, I've had to take the subframe off for the simple reason being, let me just flip it around. These exhaust bolts, they're non-existent, and I would have struggled to get them off. Plus, it makes it easier just to remove that donut there off the transfer box. But we have got now, falling over the jack. We've got lots of room underneath. I've got to take the rad pack off, undo the aircon here. The coolant is drained out of it, so I should just be able to, 4 bolts, headlights undone, and it should just all come off. We've got that much room. Lots and lots and lots of room. Anyway, let's get plodding on. Right, well, that's it. Front end is now off, and we've had no casualties up to now. Well, we have. I tell a little lie. Right down the bottom here, the aircon pipe that goes onto the condenser, it was all seized, so I've had to cut it, slice it to release a bit of pressure for it to slide off the bolt. So no big drama. But yeah, now I've all got to do now is unplug, rather than unplug the ECU from up here. It's all got security cage around it. It's a right nightmare. We're just going to unplug the wiring loom off the engine and pull it round. Once I've done that, I can take it up, and then we can, try and attack them 6 bolts on the downpipe. Try and get them off, and then it should be ready. Well, other than the prop shaft, it should be ready to be pulled out. It's not a bad job, really. It looks a lot worse than what it is. But anyway, let's keep on plodding on. Well, we are getting somewhere. I've managed to just undo these bolts here. A little bit of a reciprocating saw and grinders, and I removed the prop shaft gebo just so it can go through the middle of the downpipes when we pull the engine out, hopefully. That is it from underneath. I've got the heater pipes to undo, and then that is one engine coming out. Well, after a little bit of time, everything is now disconnected, and I have got this engine slung. All the mounts are disconnected, so we're going to, hopefully, let me flip it around. If everything's done, we can. We're going to lower it down. We're going to pull on a jiggle. Just double check with the wiring, make sure nothing's caught or trapped or nothing's going to pull. And that is one engine out of the car. Well, you lot know me by now. I've kind of got carried away. We've got the transfer case off, gearbox off, got a nice little pile of parts which is building up. Transfer case, gearbox, the clutch, good job of replacing this because it is not far off. The rivets and the adjusters on the back are right out. I'm going to go ahead. There is 2 ways of doing this. You can leave the sump on and just squish the upper timing cover on, but I think we've gone this far. I'll pull a sump off, drain the oil, clean the sump, at least everything internally then will be semi-clean when we put it all back together. Well, plus, when I'm cleaning all this down with brake and clutch, it's not going to be going down into the sump and I can't get it. That's how I'm looking at it anyway. But anyway, let's plod on. Progress is being made. Rocker cover off. Now we're in a position that we can get the engine timed up. There's a plate that goes along the back here to lock the camshaft to make sure that these are pointing in towards each other. Probably never going to do it, but yeah. And there's a little dimple just in there that we've got to line up with a crankshaft pulley. And then we can go ahead and think about getting the timing chain tensioner off, which is by there. And that upper timing cover will come off. And it's a good job that we've got all these seals, because that one there is split and it's leaking. Right, so what time are we on? 1 o'clock. Well, we ain't done bad. 3.5 hours-ish up to now. We ain't done bad. Camshaft locking tool is now locked the camshafts. And we've put a little mark on the bottom there, just for you lot to see it, and that is lined up correctly. I've taken the upper timing cover off. Now, obviously the slack has been taken off the chain, but if I just hold it there tight, we have got quite a lot of slack on that chain. That I am pushing that tight. And we've got a bit of slack. Right, let's jack it up a little bit and get this lower timing cover off. Upper, lower timing cover, and also the sump is off. And I tell you what, it is incredibly clean in there. It has been a looked after car, I think, by the sounds of it. Well, by the looks of it. Right, let's go ahead and get this timing chain off. All the timing chains are now removed and we've got them labelled. Well, I wouldn't say labelled, but in place on an old oil drum. A few floor mats and got everything where we need to. Now we're going to go ahead. Well, not go ahead. I already have. Give everything a nice clean. All the surfaces. It's nice and dry in there. The brake and clutch cleaner effect. Right, let's get the new chain and get this bottom half on so we can get this torqued up. Right, well, I've gone ahead and fitted the timing chain. There's no markings on the lower timing chain like this one's got links in. There's none of that. There's a little arrow up there which is matched up to an arrow on the block, and also a little dimple down the back there I've just marked with a little bit of pen just for you lot to see it. Everything is torqued up to spec. I've had a little look on all data and made sure everything is perfect. A line up here, perfect. A line there, perfect. And there should be 16 links between there, and it is perfect. So we can go ahead, pull a plate out of the camshaft now. Now I have put a cable tie around that because I'm going to spin it over by hand, make sure there's nothing catching. Now I have put my own little marks, so I know that everything's going to line up once I've spun it over. And if it is perfect, we can go ahead and get them new, what should I say, timing covers put back on. Timing cover is now cleaned up. I've put some sealant on it. That's just airing. 5-10 minutes and that'll be ready to go. Now I have put a little bit at the top here, and also in these corners, just underneath head gasket. I've just put a little bit because the last thing I want is that leaking from both sides. Just put a little bit underneath there, that's it. Underneath there. And then we can wait for it to dry, slide it on, and get it torqued up. Lower timing cover is on and torqued up to spec, and we've got a little bit of sealant seeping out the side, which is absolutely perfect. Now we're going ahead with the upper timing cover. There's 2 tiny little seals that you need to replace. That green one there, and that one there for the water gallery. The last thing you want to do, and them 2 there. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes now, and then we're going to get that slid on and torqued up. I've also put some chain lube on the chain to protect it on its first initial startup. But yeah, we're getting there slowly. We are getting there slowly. Well, I think it's been a bit of a productive day, to be honest with you. Timing chain is now done, upper timing cover on low, everything is torqued to spec. Now, before I go home tonight, I'm just going to put the rear crankshaft oil seal in. Now, it is genuine from Volkswagen. Now, be careful putting that in. I never put prices on anything, but that is 60 odd quid. Absolutely stupid. Anyway, let's get it slid on. Right, crankshaft I was going to do it in the morning, but I've done it now because I'll only forget. So I'm going to have 10 minutes now before I go home, put all my tools away, and have a little bit of a brush up because I hate mess. Curbside, we don't like mess, do we? I'm going to stay to this wig today. Right, let's get tidied up. I tell you what, it doesn't feel as if I've been home from the place. But anyway, I've been in this morning a little bit early, and I am starting to come down with a little bit of a cold. I've taken the sump apart, the baffles out, made sure everything's nice and clean. And also, all underneath, the sump area is absolutely spotless. I'm just going to give that now 5 minutes, and we can get the sump back on. And it would be completely rude not to put a new dual mass and a clutch in the vehicle at the same time. Now, this little tin cover down the back here, I promise you, I didn't put the flywheel on first and then realised that I hadn't put it on. I didn't, honestly. I put that on first. But anyway, right, let's get this gearbox on, pretty much built back up and chuck it back in. Well, it might not look pretty, but it is functional. That oil drum, I'm going to just rest the engine on it, just readjust my sling a little bit. Gearbox transfer case, shafts are in. Now, I have had to just clean these flanges up before we put it in. And also, remember the ones I had a bit of a nightmare taking it out? We've cleaned it up, and I've managed to just knock the bolts out so we can put some fresh bolts in there and also clean them up, because the last thing we want is it blowing. Let's go ahead and get it in. As you can see, that engine is now back in. I've left the rocker cover off because there's lots of bracketry, and I had my chain over the top, and there's no drama. I've got a big heat shield to go down the back there. Rocker cover, we've got a brand new rocker cover gasket, new coil pack tube seals, and also a new PCV valve, which we're going to have to, we've had to separate it. And I tell you what, that I thought it was going to snap coming out of there, but it didn't. I'm going to go ahead now and get all this built back up. Oh, I tell you what, I'm starting to feel really, really rough. Oh, horrible. I'm coming down with it, I think. I'm coming down with the flu. But we've got to keep on going. Drama. Right. These seals here for the camshaft solenoids. Can't get in any more. I've replaced a new one at the bottom. But the top one, I just have to reuse it, but I have ordered another one just in case it turns up. And we're going to be putting a brand new thermostat in it also. Graham's probably going to be watching this, the lad at TPS, and he's probably going to be chuckling to himself. But yeah, let's plod on. Well, in true Baz style, we've got carried away. Front end is back on, I've got the bumper to put on, subframe, exhaust. The customer's just dropped, they had to get some gaskets from Miltech, which were ordered yesterday, and fair play to Miltech, they come yesterday. And also, Kieran, a lad that I messaged about the inlet manifold gasket yesterday, sent me a link to it, because lots of things for these cars now, they are coming obsolete and you can't get them. But yeah, but you sorted me out an inlet manifold gasket. That's what it's all about sometimes, is getting involved with people in the trade who specialise in something, they can point you in the right direction. And it does help. Don't be afraid to ask. Just don't ask for torque settings or how do I do this, because that does my head in. Anyway, front bumper on, a few little bits and bobs. And there we go, that front end is all back together. We've got coolant in it, fresh oil in it. I've connected the battery. I haven't tightened the dry shafts up. We're just gonna wang it over by the key. Wang it over by the key. Make sure that you've got oil pressure. I've bled the clutch as well. Battery's flat. Right, jump pack is now on. Let's go for this first start. Got two choices here. We either do or we don't. Now I need to remember not to turn the steering wheel because the rack isn't connected. Tell you what, that sounds all right. It's like a little singer sewing machine. That sounds perfect, that does. It does sound perfect. We know it runs. I've had it running for about 5 minutes. No leaks up to now. Fingers crossed we don't have any leaks. Other than I did forget a couple of heat hose up at the back. That's no big drama. No big drama. We did have a little bit of a spillage, but I've got to go ahead now. Inner wheel arches, trims, dry shaft bolts, put the wheels back on, drop it down, take it for a test drive. And that is it. That is the end of the video. I'm going to take it for a test drive on my way home tonight. I know the customer said just take it home, make sure it's okay. And also, he said there's 3/4 of a tank of fuel in it. He said I'm not expecting it back when I pick it up. I don't know how long that's going to last me. No, I'm not like that. If I was 20, it would have been a different thing. But I'm 40. Actually, I am 42 today, 31st of March. But anyway, thank you, mate. But yeah, I'm happy with the car. I've cleaned it all down. We're up to temperature, and it does sound absolutely mental. Let me just flick my mic. Sounds, for a 20-year-old car, it sounds incredible. So I sound nuts, doesn't it? But anyway, I'm going to just torque the wheels up. Make sure they're nice and tight, and then go home and have a birthday tea. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you've made it this far, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I will definitely see you in the next video. Take it easy, let's get it sent.